So, back in college, I used to live in the student dormitory. I see. That dorm was something else, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a pretty small living space. There were 4 people living in a narrow room with 2 bunk beds, 4 built-in desks, and only a walkway. Yeah, it was pretty cramped. When I first went to the dorm, I was surprised by how small it was. My parents came with me in a truck to move in, and I think part of the reason was to check out the dorm. When they saw it, they were shocked and said, "If you find a better place, you can move out right away." They unloaded my stuff from the truck and left. Even your parents were surprised by a small site and the reality of living in a 4-person room. Yeah, I think so. The room was not exactly clean and impressive. So did you move out to a regular apartment soon after moving in? Now, after a while, living in the dorm became more and more fun, and towards the end, I didn't want to leave to move into a regular apartment. I see. So, you liked the dormitory? Yeah, I did. There were always different people around 24/7, and I never got bored. Plus, my 2 senior roommates and 1 classmate in the same room was all very nice people. One of the senior roommates was especially great. He had a calm personality and sometimes treated me to meals and such. That's lucky. Yeah, it was. That senior always played his guitar in the room, wearing sandals. He wasn't particularly good at it, but his guitar had a warm sound that really soothed my heart. Didn't his guitar playing bother you, though? That's the strange thing. I wasn't bothered by it at all. It was like a slightly amateurish sound didn't get in the way. Also, since he was playing through an electric guitar amp, the sound was low and not noticeable. I see, then it wouldn't be bothersome at all. You know, living in the dormitory is interesting because there are so many different people. In my first year, I lived in room 6, and one of my classmates who entered the dormitory with me was from a farming family. He used to buy cabbage and wash it very thoroughly before eating it as a salad. He would change the water multiple times and scrub the leaves of the cabbage with his hands until it was clean. Really, why did he wash the cabbage so thoroughly? That's what I thought too. So I asked him why he washed the cabbage so thoroughly. And what did he say? He said that since his family was a farming family, he had seen so much pesticide was used on the cabbage that was shipped out every day. So he developed a habit of thoroughly washing away the pesticide from store-bought cabbage. I see. I bet the amount of pesticide used is incredible. Yes, but he also mentioned that they hardly used any pesticide on the cabbage they ate themselves. This meant that the cabbage had a few spots where insects had eaten parts of, and that it wasn't suitable for sale in the market. But he still ate a lot of cabbage all year round. It's no wonder, considering his family was a cabbage farm. Did the dorm have a kitchen? Yeah, there was a shared kitchen on each floor where we could cook. There was also a washing machine there, so we could do our laundry. But everyone found it too troublesome to hang up their laundry to dry, so they went to the nearby coin laundry to wash their clothes and put them in the dryer afterward. Having a washing machine in the kitchen is a bit unusual. Yeah, but since it's a men's dorm, everything is a bit rough and messy. I can imagine. In a men's dorm, having a washing machine in the kitchen might be acceptable. Even so, since the cafeteria served the dinner, everyone would eat there instead of using the kitchen. I see. The dorm had a cafeteria, so everyone would eat dinner together there and say itadakimasu. No, not like that. At the set time, there was a place next to the cafeteria where the cafeteria ladies would cook rice and they would make fresh dishes there. Wow, really? They would cook it right there on the spot. That's great. Yes, it was amazing. If you went at the right time, the cafeteria ladies would scoop up fresh hot rice onto your plate and serve you freshly cooked side dishes on a tray. That's awesome. Yeah, it was. While chatting with the dorm resident, the cafeteria ladies would ask, "Would you like more rice?" to someone from the rugby club, for example. If they said, "Yes, please," then the ladies would heap a lot of rice on their plate. That's nice. It's like eating at home with your family. That's right. I think they allowed you to have seconds too. Really? That's the best service for poor students who are always hungry. But what if a student couldn't make it to dinner due to an appointment or something? In that case, the cafeteria would put a tray with rice and side dishes covered with plastic wrap on the table. They would put the student's name on the tray, so it was easy to identify whose food it was. Ah, that's a great service. Well, there are students who can't come back to the dormitory because they are staying at a friend's apartment on a particular day. And in that case, the dormitory residents call their good friends in the dormitory and say, I can't go back to the dorm today, but if you want, you can have my dinner at the cafeteria. There are times when a dorm resident who is always broke appreciates such a student. That's nice. It feels like we are living together, helping each other out. There are also bad guys who play pranks and intentionally eat their good friend's food, but that's forgiven as mischievous pranks in our younger days. However, there are people who do such things. That's terrible. Well, I think there are degrees to pranks. Exactly. But after such pranks, the prank and the pranked friend would reconcile, and the prankster would treat the friend to a fancy meal or something. That's how dormitory life goes. Busy with laughter, tears, and before you know it, it's over. It's really fun every day. Oh, that's great. Nowadays, everyone had a mobile phone, so young people today probably can't imagine it. But when I was in the dormitory, there were no mobile phones or the internet, so the only phone that came from outside was the pink public phone installed in the dormitory. I see. Certainly, there were no mobile phones in the past. You can also make external calls by inserting a 10 yen coin into that pink phone, but it was almost a reception only by tacit agreement so as not to disturb the incoming call. If there was a call from outside, there was a man who cleaned the dormitory. He is called an uncle, but he is around in his mid-30s. At that time, when we were 19 or 20 years old, he was a splendid uncle. During the day, he answered the phone from outside and notified the dormitory residents through the broadcasting system that there was a call from outside. However, the uncle's working hour was until the evening, so from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., the dorm residents took turn to be on duty and answer the phone in the so-called telephone room where the pink phone was located. I see. It feels like the student dormitory life in the Showa era. Yeah, it really is. Being on phone duty was pretty interesting. Really? How so? The phone room was really small, with a tiny desk, a pink telephone on top, and just one chair. When one person entered, there wasn't much space for anyone else. It was basically a room where only two people could fit. If you put someone on the desk where the phone was and squeezed in three people, well, I guess that makes sense. The phone room is a place where the person who received the call and the person who makes the call are supposed to talk, so there is no need for anyone else to be there. Yeah, that's right. So when I'm on duty at the phone room, usually a group of good friends come in and we start chatting about trivial things. Well, I guess that's normal, but those moments can be quite enjoyable, right? Exactly. That's right. Sometimes someone brings in cup noodles and we chat while slurping on the noodle in the phone room. It becomes like a little social club for friends. That sounds fun, like something out of a student's dormitory in the Showa era. Yeah, that's right. And while we're all chatting away, a call comes in from outside. Yeah, that's why you're on phone duty. To answer calls that come into the phone room, you have to take your responsibility as phone duty seriously. Exactly. When a call comes in, we use the microphone in the phone room to call out the name of the dorm resident being called, like Yamada in room 8, Yamada in room 8. There's a phone call for you. Please come to the phone room. Ah, I see. That's a very Showa-like scene. Yeah, it is. But when a female caller calls for one of our male friends, someone might make a prank announcement like, Yamada in room 8, Yamada in room 8. There's a phone call for you from a cute girl. Please come to the phone room urgently. That's funny. Well, we are all young men between 18 and 20, so we are always looking for opportunities to play pranks. Living in a dormitory seems like a lot of fun. Well, it is, but on the other hand, we also see a lot of different human relationships, and it's not always fun. However, those bitter experiences have become part of our enjoyable memories. That sounds great. Even though it's a bit late, I'm starting to want to live in a dormitory myself.